Hello, everybody. So I am just using this StreamYard, and I need to be sure that I can see everything that I normally would on my channel. Okay, so welcome to Cyber Training with Epiphany. And hopefully now that I have this set up, I can share some things with you. Again, this is my first time using it on this channel, so bear with me. All right. So today I want to talk about something that I have actually been experiencing. All right. Being one of the sole women in an environment of men within cybersecurity. Okay. Now, first of all, because I'm a learning designer, let me put this down some. There's not a lot of learning designers, period, from what I've seen in the cyber realm. Okay. You have people who are expert at something. They get in front of a PowerPoint slides and they just start vomiting on the slides what they know about the subject, and they call that training. Okay. That is typically what I have been seeing in the cyber realm. There really isn't anyone who has been trained in curriculum design, instructional design, learning design, design thinking, like anything like that, really, putting together these courses and programs and curricula. Okay. So that's the first thing. Okay. Now, on top of that, there are not a lot of people who look like me, in this field, is what I'm seeing. And it's also what I've read. So I'm going to show you some stuff, if I can get this thing to work right. Some of the research that I myself have been doing regarding this, because I'm putting a couple things together, because that's something that I do want to address, because what I know is that the human aspect of cybersecurity is really being grossly ignored. It's being ignored. All right. So the things I'm putting together are to really be able to address that in various environments. Okay. Not just when it comes to training. Okay. But when it comes to the way people interact on the job as well. Now, let me show you something first. I'm a part of several groups on Facebook and Twitter that deal with cybersecurity and other things too. Okay. A lot of things that you wouldn't think I'd be a part of, but I am very curious. Okay, now let me see how I share. Let me share this. I want to share this with you. Share screen. And I want to share this. Okay. All right. Now this is from one of the groups that I'm in. It's a Facebook post. So I deleted the person who said it, but it was very interesting. So let me just show you this. Okay. Apparently, there's some website called Clients from Hell. Okay, that's created by IT people. Now, this is one of the posts. The stupidity of some people scares me. You can do all the planning and implementation of security technology in the world, but one ill-trained or mindless user can bring it all down in seconds. Now, this is what the person who posted on Facebook said. This is what they said in response to what you see down here in italics. Okay. A new client required me to submit an event on a ticketing platform, but could not remember the password. He changed the password and gave me the new details. Client, please note that this is also my banking credentials, so please don't use it for that. Me. I would not have known if you did not tell me. Client, oh, okay, but just don't use it. Me, ... Okay, now the person who posted it on Facebook put this comment, the stupidity of some people scares me. Okay. Now, what I've seen a lot in cyber is that users, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I've already talked about this, how we label the users as the weakest link. Okay, so if it wasn't for the user, everything would be secure. Okay, now what I do know is that is totally not true. That is absolutely not true. Okay, users are not the weakest link. Okay, human beings are the weakest link. Okay, wherever you find a human in the process, whether that human is a user, a programmer, a hacker, a app developer, of people who create firewall, like wherever you see one, okay, you see an opportunity for error. Okay. And let me tell you, they take advantage of a lot of those opportunities. So I'm writing a paper right now about accountability. At every level, there is accountability. Okay. At every single level. So stop saying the user is the weakest link, because that's a damn lie. All right. Humans are the weakest link. So what I said in response to this post, when the person posted this, what I see here, and this is going to get us directly into women in cyber. Okay. What I see here from the client is, first of all, trust. Okay. You have to look at who are they talking to. It's not just, as far as they're concerned, a random person, asking them for their information so that they can. No, this is somebody at the help desk. This is somebody who works with them. This is somebody who has been hired and trusted by the organization to do this work. All right. So they then have trust in this person. That's the first thing. Okay. That they have trust in this person. The second thing is not mindlessness. Okay. It could absolutely be lack of training and lack of understanding, So where does the accountability fall if that is the case? Where does some of the accountability fall if that's the case? All right. With the organization. Okay. Now, I'm not saying the user has no accountability, because they absolutely do. Okay. But what I'm saying here is that I, as a woman, okay, I, as a cisgendered female, okay, with all the accoutrements that come with that, the hormones and the experience and all that stuff. And it's not just being a woman. There's an aspect of intersectionality in here that I'm not going to get to right now, but that will come up in another video. Okay. There are certain things that we are just naturally good at. Okay. Now listen, as much as I love me some James Brown, this is not a man's world. Okay. It's not. Okay. It absolutely is not. Now we put laws and stuff in place to make it seem that way, but it's not. So we know that. All right. Now let me get to another link. All right. So let me get out of this one. Okay. So let me pull up share another screen with you. I want you to see let me do this one first, the ISC squared one. So I'm going to show you something that ISC squared did in 2019. Is it 2019? I believe this is 2019. Let me just pull it up here. Ooh, can y'all see that? Oh, wait. Yeah, let me see. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, because I cannot see comments on this thing. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that, but it's a page. I can see it, so I hope you can see it. It's a page that says Women in Cybersecurity, ISC squared. Okay, this is something that they've done recently, and it talks about, I'm looking over here because I have another screen over here. It says here, this new look at the workforce revealed that the percentage of women in cybersecurity is roughly 24%. Now, I have, in a presentation that I and the SME that I work with, we've just created, there's going to be over a million cyber jobs. Not going to be. 2019 was the year where they were saying it's going to be over 1 million jobs in cyber. Okay. So women have a very tiny portion, or they can have a tiny portion of that. So this next one, will it just move over? Ooh, that's teeny tiny though. How can I make that bigger? Hold on, let me stop sharing real quick. Let me try to share again and see if it can get bigger. Share screen. Dang it, that's tiny. Okay, let me just get my face off for a second. Okay, now this one right here is it has much more detail. So this is Women in Cyber. by the Cyber Operations Analysis and Research. Now, all of these links that I'm sharing with you, they're going to be here at the bottom of the video. All right. Hi, Tammy. Hi, good to see you. So for this one, it says women only hold about 1 in every 10 positions in the cybersecurity industry, constituting a meager 8 to 13% of cybersecurity professionals overall. Okay. So I'm not going to go through this whole report, but I want you to see this section right here. It talks about cognitive differences between sexes. Now we know this. Many of us already know that. What's that book? Women are from Venus, men are from Mars, or men are from Venus, whatever it is. But the point is, while we're all human, we're different. Okay, we have very different strengths. And this is something that I was talking to today about my with one of the SMEs that I work with on the cyber training. Okay. Now, if you look at this here, now, if any of you work with men, if any men work with women, or you work with the opposite sexes, you know this is true. So here it talks about, here it is. Studies have demonstrated that in some areas of the cybersecurity workforce, women may be a greater asset due to the neurological differences between males and females. We think differently. And because we think differently, we see different things. For example, the ISC Squared organization, the link that I just went to, found that in addition to performing comparably in technical skills, women exhibit better communication skills, the ability to identify vulnerabilities more quickly, and the production of more creative cybersecurity solutions than their male counterparts. Okay? This is not saying that women are better than men. What this is saying is that let me go back to, I'm gonna get back to myself over here. What this is saying is that we have different strengths. Okay. Now, one of the things that I have written into the design of not the Cyber's Future training that we have now, but another one that I worked on. Now, this one was for adults. Cyber's training is for children. It's for kids, school age. Okay. The one before this one was for adults. Something that I designed into that program was the Myers-Briggs personality assessment. So I don't know if you all have taken the Myers-Briggs. If you just Google Myers-Briggs, there's a lot of free. Now you have to pay for the real one, but you can get, you can really get a really good replica for free. All right. So if you go to a Myers-Briggs website, okay, and just take it, you'll see what kinds of, what your personality is, all right? Or what your preference is for your personality, all right? Now, I designed that into the program because I wanted these adults to know, listen, you are not always going to work with people that have the same strengths as you. Now, that's what we like. That's what we prefer. Tammy, Myers-Briggs? Yeah. A lot of people, that's one of the ones that's really known a lot, because organizations like to give that. And when you go to different trainings, they give that a lot. They give Myers-Briggs a lot. So, but what you want to know is that now what we tend to do as humans, and this is just what we tend to do. We just do this. We like people like us. We want to hang with people like us, like the same stuff we do, who have the same preferences that we have, like the same music, the same food, the same TV shows. That's just the way, we are. All right. But we also have to know that in reality, now when I do learning design, oh, you're an INFJ? Awesome. I am an ENFP. ENFP. So we have differences in various places. And with a lot of these, there's a clash, right? People clash. And that's something that's important to know, because as I was saying tonight, when I was having this discussion with someone, you can know Python from soup to nuts. Okay. You can know how to use Linux with your eyes closed and your hands tied behind your back. But if you can't get along with somebody, if you have issues working with people with different personalities, I don't care how good you are technically, you're going to have a real hard time. You're going to have a really hard time. Okay? Because you can get the work done, but if you're leaving dead bodies behind you, people like, I'm not working with her no more, or I'm not working with him anymore, you know, or I don't care what you do. Like, I can't, you know, you still have to have those interpersonal skills. You still have to have the ability, and you ain't got to like them. You do not have to like them, but you do need to be able to draw on their strengths to get the work done. Okay? Then you can create a YouTube channel or write some letters or do whatever you need to do to get your frustrations out or whatever. But when you're working with somebody, especially in cyber, because this is about protection. Like we don't need, me as a user, I don't need a cybersecurity team that's out there to protect me and my information, keep it confidential, and you know, that whole CIA model that y'all use, right? I don't need y'all fighting and backbiting and at each other backs and, you know, trying to sabotage each other. What, you know, if anything, you're more on the side of the hackers than you are on my side as the user. If you don't know how to work together and draw on each other's strengths. And again, everybody doesn't have the same strength. So just like it talks about here, women are needed in cyber, because let me tell you, all this testosterone is not helping anybody. It's not helping anybody. This thinks we are, and I know this to be true. Okay, I know this to be true. We can, because we think differently. You see differently. I see stuff that my male counterparts don't see, just like they see things that I don't see. Every perspective is a boundary. The perspective you have is based on the experience you have, where you grew up, who your parents were, what your beliefs are, what you prefer, what you're scared of, what you're happy about, all that stuff. You have a whole filter here, okay? That is your perspective. Nobody can see out of your eyes except you. You understand things a certain way, okay? That is a boundary. It's almost like every perspective you have is like a fence, okay? Because that's as far as you see. In order for you to see more, to see differently, you have to have other experiences. You have to entertain other beliefs, and you have to have people on your team who have other perspectives. You don't want, Tammy, you don't want a team full of INFJs. Okay? You don't want a team of people that see everything the same way. I'm an ENFP. I don't want a whole bunch of ENFPs on my team. You have to have different personalities. You have to have people who see differently, who come from different backgrounds, right? Who have had different challenges in life, you know, who have gone to different kinds of trainings, you know, for cyber. Okay. You have to have that if you're going to have a good team in place. All right. Now, the same thing goes for train. Hold on a second. I got my heater on. I'm burning up over here. Let me go turn this off. I'll be right back. All right. What do you say, Tammy? This is, I can use as I'm navigating these college programs. That's awesome. That's good. That's good because, you know, in the training, and this is another thing too that we were talking about today, is that we're moving into a school in the beginning of the year. The program we have now is all boys. Okay, it's all boys. The program in the school, it's a mix. Okay, it's a mix. And so that means the program is going to have to be different. It's going to have to differ in some kind of way. Okay. First of all, I don't want all men teaching the content. It can't be that way. Okay. Because one of the reasons that you'll see in this report here one of the reasons that you'll see, where is it? It's somewhere in here. It talks about why the number of women is so low, and it starts in secondary school, right? It starts where, you know, women aren't even aware, you know, that this could be something that they can do, you know. They don't see a lot of other women doing this. You know, girls don't see, you know, a lot of women on the news talking about, you know, the cyber breaches and all this other kind of stuff, right? The CIO's office, you know, the chief security officers and all that, you know, they have to, you know, they want to see other women, other people that look like them doing this stuff, you know. And right now you already see, you know, it's 8 to 13%, the report says, of women out there. That's not a lot of models to see. Okay. So there's a lot of there are a lot of reasons why there are so few women in cyber right now. Appreciation of what women bring. And it's not just cyber. Okay. Think of any profession. All right. Especially the male dominated ones. Okay. Bringing women into those professions just broadens the perspective, right? Anytime you broaden the diversity of something, okay, you broaden the perspective, you are able to see better. You're able to see more clearly. Okay, you're able to see more of the picture and understand more of what's going on because you have this fresh and new perspective. So it's kind of like when, you know how if you're in a room, what do you say? I have a 14-year-old daughter who is about to start taking college level courses. She's a technology geek. That's awesome, because we absolutely do need more women in cyber. So I'm happy to hear that. I really am happy to hear that. And I'm not a technology professional. Like, I don't, like, my degree is in social work. Okay. And for the past 16 years, I've been doing learning design and evaluation. Okay. But for the past 3 years, I've been working in the cyber domain. All right. So I consider myself a practitioner, right? Just from a different perspective, right? So while I am learning some of the technical stuff, I'm more about the human side, you know, which is important, which is very, very important. So what I was going to say was, you know, one of the main reasons why you want diversity is that if you think about when you're in a room where there's some smell in the room, okay, and if you're in there a long time, you go nose blind, right? Nose blind is when the smell didn't go nowhere. It's still there. You just can't smell it anymore. You've gotten used to it. It's like invisible to you. Okay. What are some of the ways that you can begin to smell that smell again? It's not going to be you staying in the room longer, because you're still going to be nose blind. Some things you can do: you can leave the room, get some fresh air, and go back in. Then you'll notice it again. Okay. So for those of us in cyber, like the men, and I'm saying the men especially because it's men dominated, okay, you need to get out of that perspective that you're in, okay, because you've become nose blind. You think this is the only way it can work. You know, we can only have men on the team because men are the best at this and they're able to carry the equipment, or whatever the case is, okay? You need to get out of that environment, all right, because you've gone nose blind. Okay. And you need to see how there's a women, what is it called? Women's Society of Cyber Jutsu. Go spend some time over there. Okay. Go spend some time with some women who are engaged in cyber and just sit back and observe. Sit back and learn. Okay. So that's one way to get rid of that nose blindness, is to leave the room and get some other kind of air. Okay. And now when you go back and you see, oh, okay, so now we need to do something. We can do something more and different here. Another way you can notice the smell after you've gone nose blind is to bring somebody fresh in, bring somebody new in, and say, do you smell anything in here? They're going to be like, yes. Yeah. So if you have a team full of ENFPs or a team full of, all people who look the same from the same place, same school, same, bring somebody in who's different and ask them, what do you see? What do you see? What do you smell? What are you observing? Okay. Because nose blindness, that's just a natural thing. That's not like you want to be blind. It just happens when you're in the same place for a long time. Okay. And you're in the same profession, and all you've seen is men in leadership positions and men at the front of the class teaching cyber and computer science, and, men at the conferences and being, on the ISC squared board and all that. If that's all you see, that's all you smell, you're going to go blind after a while. Okay. And cyber is an environment, a domain. It's like the wind, man. It's changing so much. There are people doing all kinds of stuff, coming up with all kinds of innovations, all kinds of ideas, because the landscape invites all of that. The IT, cybersecurity, technology, that whole landscape just invites creativity. It invites it. So you're going to have a lot of people coming up with different things. All kinds of things. That is not the environment in which you want to be blind. You can't be blind in that kind of environment. You can't be, we've always done it this way in that kind of environment. You can't. You can't. And I tell the story in one of my, in the course with the boys about how I got hacked in April. Okay. And the first thing I asked my friend, who was a cybersecurity professional, I said, where were you? I said, what y'all doing? Why come? And I said, why come? Why come every time I turn around, I'm getting a note from somebody talking about my information is out there? If it's not Target or Equifax or OPM or Walmart or a Capital One, or every time I turn around, I said, what are you doing? Okay. You are a cybersecurity professional getting paid for something, but every single day I'm getting a story about how somebody got hacked. I said, please explain this to me. What are y'all doing? And I think that's a legit question. That's a legit question. If we have a law enforcement, a police force in my community, okay, and every week somebody breaking in my house, breaking in my car, stealing my stuff, breaking in the grocery store, taking out, where's the police? What y'all doing? It's the same question. So what I'm trying to say is, we don't have time to be around here talking about this is the way we've always done it. Okay? We need we need women in cyber. We need Black women in cyber. We need Black men in cyber. We need little people in cyber. Okay. We need, what do you call them? People who are Black all the time? Emos or something like that in cyber. We need children in cyber. Listen, we need to get as many perspectives as we can on our team. We really do. Because we know that the adversary, they starting early, like real early. What do they call them? What do they call them little kids? Script kiddies or something like that? Who be hacking in the stuff. You know what I'm saying? They learning early. Okay, which is why I'm really excited about what we're doing right now with the K through 12, because they need to learn early too. Yes, that was a lot of going on in Ohio. Yeah, I hear that. Tabby, listen, we got to do something now. Okay, so for individuals, you know, it's and this is not just the workplace I'm talking about. I'm talking about women in cyber training as well, right? Sitting in the courses, okay, teaching the content, all right, incorporated in the design of the escape rooms, all of that stuff, okay? Diversity and inclusion is not just about the amount of melanin you have in your skin, okay? It runs the whole gamut. It's about the experiences you've had, you know, the failures you've had, okay, your success. I mean, a whole bunch of stuff. All right, a whole bunch of stuff goes to that. So women in cyber is very, very important. Okay, and again, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel and share it if you think it'll be helpful for anybody. The links that I talked about are in the description. Okay, so you can go there and see those links. Again, the last video I did, I told you I was going to, I'm creating some questions for the school that we're moving into in January. I have a meeting tomorrow with one of the teachers. Okay, so I'm gonna, you know, speak to her and you know, do a little analysis and investigation about what they want, because it's not just the students that need to learn cyber. It's the teachers who also need to learn how to teach it. So we're creating like two tracks here, okay? And you know, and I want to get that done right. So stay tuned for that video. That's going to be really interesting too, and I think really quite useful, even in the workplace. Okay. Y'all have a good night. Thanks, Tammy, for being here. I really appreciate you chatting with me. Uh-oh, what happened? I pressed something. Okay. So I'll see you here next time. All right. Bye-bye.